The views and opinions expressed do not necessarily represent those of Access Fort Wayne, the Allen County Public Library, or any other supporting group. If you or anyone you know might be interested in making a television show, please call 260-421-1250. Access Fort Wayne is a department of the Allen County Public Library.
Just need one more chance to prove my love to you. And if you come back to me, I'll guarantee that I'll never let you go. Ooh, can we go back to the ways? Yeah. Can somebody tell me how to get things back the way they used to be? Sing it. Oh God, give me the reason I'm down on bended knee. Ladies and gentlemen, your host and producer of A Dose of Landis, Mr. Jeff Landis.
Hey, what's up? Hey, Adrian. Hello, and welcome to the Jeff Landis Show. Your host, me, Jeff Landis. Before I introduce my guests and my co-host, I want to address something. Now, last time we were in the studio, Vinny P and Vicious Venom were downing me like crazy. Mm-hmm. It was crazy. They were sitting there saying stuff about the whole Boyz II Men thing. Again, I remember what you guys said. The anniversary show has changed to some things coming up. It is now going to be switched to me and Brett versus Vinny P and JJ and Vinny. You know what I mean? It's gonna
Vicious Venom.
Vicious Venoms gave a spot up to JJ. So next year's going to be that. But anyways, so when I bring that up, things change. That's how entertainment is. But my special guest this evening, I'll introduce my co-host, Chris. What's up, man?
What's up? How you doing?
Not too bad. How about yourself?
Doing pretty good.
So,
Working hard, staying out of trouble, all that other good stuff.
That's good. So I want to introduce our guest. Again, you've been on the show several times, Chris, and you've always wanted to interview him as well. And my special guest is ARG, the artist. How's it going? I'm so used to calling you by your other name, but you're ARG, the artist now.
You can use both names.
Yeah.
My name's Adrian Gunther, but I've taken up art recently, past couple years, and so my artist persona is ARG, the artist. So that's my artist persona right now.
It's crazy because last time I've interviewed you twice already. Well, it's technically 3 times, but that's the anniversary show. But
this is our 4th interview. If we're following the sacred timeline of the Marvel Universe, this is our 4th interview.
4th interview. So we became connected through, as I was looking up Happy's Place. Again, I know that you're doing art now, but again, I just want to bring up Happy's Place because Chris wanted to talk about a little bit about that as well.
Yeah, it's fine.
But
it's a great show, dear in my heart, and I wouldn't be the artist I am without having had that character's spirit dwell inside me until it was passed on to you in our 2nd interview. Every time I get together, this guy makes me cry in a good way, not an emotional, oh my God, it's in a good way. Because the last time he passed me the torch to play next Happy the Hobo. And that would be coming up here whenever the timing is right, because again, I don't want it to make it look bad. But Chris, do you have any questions regarding your Happy's Place to him? Because again, I've already asked him stuff about Happy's Place. Again.
Oh, I already know you asked him tons of questions.
But what do you have? Because I know you've been on the show before too.
Oh, jeez. See, you just had to put me on the spot, didn't you? Just had to do it.
Well, I've already asked him stuff about Happy's Place. We've moved on past that point with Happy's Place. But again, you wanted to ask him some questions. I know you wanted to.
You ask me anything you want, Chris. It doesn't have to be about Happy's Place. You could ask me about how I sussed out that Jeff was not entirely honest with me today. We came in, the studio was boiling hot. We're all sweating. We're all wearing a yellow shirt, by the way. Did we mention that?
Yeah, that
yellow shirt club up here. There's 3 of us.
Jeff's got yellow, you got yellow, I got yellow. No, it was not planned. It just happened.
Yeah. But then I said, is there a fan in the room? No fan. You can't have a fan. I found one. It's right over there, and I used it. So what about, how can you work with a guy that, I mean, are there trust issues going on on the set?
I'm sorry to say this, but you are fired.
Well, darn. Okay. That means I can take my break that I need.
Break?
My long,
no.
My long-awaited break.
You get no breaks.
Well,
You get no breaks. Oh man, got me roasting already. I already do enough of that at work as it is.
Right.
Oh jeez. I just had one. It just escaped me. How long did you do Happy's Place?
I did it for 6 years, from 1993 to 1999. In the last year and a half, it went from an afternoon show to a morning show.
Okay.
That's a bit of trivia that probably nobody remembers. I doubt
I didn't know
anybody
that.
watched.
No, I
the
didn't
morning.
either.
I didn't
It was
know
a
that.
morning show, and Rico Benjamin wrote the theme music for the show and gave me this theme music, and then I came up with some words for it, and the only time I've ever actually sang a song that was on, it was the opening theme to something about brush your teeth and comb your hair, don't forget your underwear, that kind of, for kids. And it was, the opening was this story of me getting up, getting out of bed, making breakfast. This is the funniest part. I put OJ on my cereal instead of milk. I grabbed the wrong one, and it didn't taste good.
Ooh.
Oh, no, the best part was I drive the Happy Mobile. You might remember the Happy Mobile.
yeah.
At the very end, so I get ready, a couple gags at the home and all that. And then I park the Happy Mobile right in front of Channel 55, and here it is. I put a club in it. You remember the clubs that lock your car? Yeah. It was like locking up the Happy Mobile, like anybody would take it, right?
I
That
didn't-
thing was usually broke down.
I didn't know there was a morning show with Happy's Place. I remember Froggy's Pad. I got surprised.
Froggy's Pad predated that. Yeah, that was on. That actually stopped around the time we went back together on the morning show. But anyway,
Yeah, I didn't know that. Wow, that's crazy.
I didn't know that either.
Now, one thing I want to ask you too, since we brought up the Happy Mobile, what happened to it?
I cannot answer that question. I am no longer at that TV station.
Okay, I was just
Yeah.
wondering because I know last time we talked like 2 or 3 years ago.
We souped it up. I think the coolest thing about it was, it broke down one time in the fair, and I had to push it through the Three Rivers Fest. And I know you've been in that parade so many times. I think it was one of my first times in the parade. I had to push the Happy Mobile through, and here's the thing, Mo, I love you, but you had to take it out of gear. It was in gear. That's why it was so hard, and we didn't figure out till the end.
Wow.
But so we're pushing it in gear. But after that, they got together and put 12 batteries in it. They're like, oh, we'll fix this issue, which supercharged it, right? And these are
Right.
marine batteries,
Oh, wow.
So they have a lot of land at Channel 55. A lot of there was kind of like where utility tracks or something where the trucks would go to fix stuff. And so I had a trail back there, and after the 12 batteries, we would love to drive around the station in these big loops. But then it caught fire because I think we overdid it. It was.
Whoa!
I don't know. I think that might have been the last thing I remember about the Happy Mobile was breaking it.
Things you find out years and
Yeah.
by our childhood. I know you got more questions, don't you, Chris? 'Cause again, I just
Yeah.
wanted to.
Right, I do, but you stay out of my head.
Okay.
You know better than anyone.
I know. Well, I'm
there.
just because I know you've been
Yeah,
wanting to talk
right.
to him for years, and I wanted to.
When did you start doing artwork?
Oh, so I was always a doodler. I think we all have done artwork our whole life as kids or whatever. But it was during the pandemic, I think I got bored enough to try a different I tried oil paint. I've have about 5 paintings I made in 20 or 30 years, and only 2 of which actually survive today. And then when I switched to acrylics on a whim during, the pandemic, I discovered that I liked it because I go fast, like emotion, like I just like to get it out there, and then I'll come back maybe and refine it later. But as I just discovered during the pandemic that I could do it, and then it's just ramped up from there to now. It's a point where it's overtaken my life, my basement, I might be on the show Hoarders season 14. I don't know, and my hoard is going to be my own art. I will crumble under the weight of my own art at some point.
Have you ever thought of opening up your own like studio? Like, I know renting all these buildings are not cheap, but have you ever thought about, hey, I can make my own studio?
No,
and-
honestly, I don't do it for my. I don't do the art to sell it. I love to sell it though. I mean, I'm not saying I won't sell, but I just do it to connect with my own memories, humor. Sometimes I will do a very large, elaborate painting to connect with a single human being. A friend or somebody like that. Personal jokes can become just, I don't know, whatever mood hits me. So if you're painting every day, it's what always stopped me before. One of the reasons I probably wasn't very prolific is I never had ideas. Something happened. The ideas started coming because it's really about this, and this is the lesson for everyone that wants to be an artist and says, no, I can't do it. My first painting sucked so bad, but at the time, I was able to see in them a bit of what I was trying to represent, so I just kept at it and kept bullying the canvas until I was happy. Now I go back and recycle my own work because it's just, the lesson is, if you're passionate about something and the ideas are coming and you want to do it, just keep doing it until you do it well. Art cannot be taught, it can only be learned. Adrian Gunther, that's who said that.
Now, I noticed when I first met you, you're transitioning to doing painting.
Yeah.
And again, the last show that we had was when you passed the torch to me.
Yes.
You were talking about showing all kinds of paintings. Because again, you did a lot. You showed us some samples, and you brought some today, not here on the desk. If you can talk about some of them, if that's okay.
Yeah, I do want to talk about them. I do also want to mention that if you want to see my art, when's this airing?
Should be airing within next week.
Okay, perfect. For the next month or two, I have a bunch of art up at Conjure Coffee on 701 Columbia Ave in Fort Wayne. Conjure Coffee is a great place to grab some brew. They're the same folks that feed coffee at the airport. They've got like 3 or 4 locations in town, but that's where I'm at right now, 40 pieces, sharing the space with some other terrific local artists. But yeah, so down here is a few examples of my work. I'm actually getting a phone call right now. It's my daughter. Sorry, honey. Watch this next week, and you know why I didn't answer the phone. But on the far right, that's the New Haven Fire Station. So I have a thing about buildings and architecture, and there's going to be there's a neighborhood in New Haven, and they're going to auction that one off. The other right, all the way over. That's okay. We'll start here. Let's talk about this one. So this is plant shade. And Jeff, it's just a flower. I like to try flowers all different, and I'm not claiming to be a great flower artist, but what I always do is I put ants in my flower painting. Now, do you have any idea why I would put an ant in paintings of a flower? Either of you?
Well, don't they like live in flowers or something with flowers?
I mean, that's a good guess. Living in it's for the crunch. I do it for the crunch. They're really crunchy. You ever chew on one?
Nah, I don't remember.
Anyway.
When we're young, we don't remember stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly. I'm going to pull, there's an art district forming, or it's formed, downtown Fort Wayne. This is Broadway's art district. And in this one, this is Kumler's art gallery. Ruth Kumler is the artist in residence, and she shares her space it's kind of shiny, so it's glaring. There's somebody walking into the gallery. Over here, let's go over here. This is from my childhood. I used to read books by Arnold Noble. This is called Tearwater Tea. It's a complete ripoff of another artist's work. So sometimes I'll just paint from a picture or something I like as a child. It just helped me get closer to the spirit of the story by doing it. And then if you go to the far right is that New Haven Police Department, fire station, sorry, the New Haven Fire Station. And there's some ambulances in there, and that will be auctioned off in, I think, August or September. I have to get it into the hands of the neighborhood. And what we're hoping to do, and I'll have it framed by then, I will be doing the framing, and we will, my daughter, sorry. It's not usually I'm on TV, so she thinks she can just hammer me with phone calls.
I understand, it's okay. I was interviewing a certain star, RJ, I'm just gonna say his name, and he had a phone call during the show, and he's like, I'm sorry. I'll tell you after the interview, RJ, if you could kind of get films. But again, he got a phone call during the show too, so again, it's cool. It happens, But
But yeah, you've got all kinds of good art that you've been doing. Anything else you're working on?
Yeah. I got. This is this. I just pulled some things off the wall. So just to illustrate, very different styles you can do. This is K-pop, the lyrical robot featuring Woe Begotten Man. It's about the Singularity event. Singularity is when AI becomes self-aware. But in my universe, I'm hoping that when the singularity happens, that the AI just uses their talent to sing. It'd be really nice if they would just sing. Here's
never
one.
know.
I'm going to swap this one out. This is autobiographical. Okay, so I like this concept of putting paintings inside of paintings. So where is she? This is my aunt right here. Painting of my aunt in the room that she dwells in, and the name of this painting is An Ant, A-U-N-T, Can't Move a Rubber Tree Plant. And it's true, she's got some strength issues and she can't move her own rubber tree plant, but 2 ants can. This is all about teamwork. And we all know that an ant, A-N-T, can't move a rubber tree plant, but when you get 2 of them together, they can make the dream work. So we just want to inspire people. Sometimes I like to amuse people or myself, and this one's called, drum roll please, Paradox. It's a pair of docs, but I call it Paradox. So here you can have the beauty of a scene matched with the poetry of a single word with a twisted meaning, the shock and awe of being just blown out of proportion by that. And I have one final one here. I've been getting into celebrity paintings lately. I love celebrities. And here I have the legendary Jeff Landis. You guys know this guy. This is the man. Look at his cute little feet with his socks. He's holding his belt. He's standing in front of the ghost of the Pepsi building.
We all know me when it comes down to Pepsi products or any kind of product with good drinking. I've got one next to me, but not the.
And
You do-aholic.
And this is yours, man. That's for you. That is the legendary Jeff Landis holding the legendary Jeff Landis.
Thank you.
And this is why I do art, because people care sometimes if they, when somebody
Thank
can
you.
be touched like emotionally from just a little bit of acrylic paint. That's what it's all about, man.
Sorry.
You okay over there,
I
Jeff?
told myself I wouldn't get emotional. Thank you. Wow.
He's got a T-shirt on, audience. He's got a T-shirt of an earlier version of the painting, which is cool, and it's on both sides of the shirt. So it was fun for me. It's the first time I've ever seen my artwork on a T-shirt, a human being wearing it. So pretty cool.
Thank you very much. Oh my God. Thank you.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I was watching the show.
No, you're
I'm like
good.
watching the show, and I see you reach out for the handshake. Yeah, you take that home. I'm going to give you a tip on how to hang that up. Thumbtacks. 2 thumbtacks. That's all it
Okay.
takes. And I have these big ones, but you can do it with a small one. It'll be the easiest thing you ever did because they're so lightweight.
Oh man. Check this out again. I'm sorry, guys.
Now, I'm a little embarrassed about this, everyone. This was my first nude painting, too. And since he was only nude from the waist down, I kind of tried to cover it up a little bit with the belt because I was a little shy about that.
Wow.
Camouflage humor, it never gets old. I'm a dad and a grandfather, so I never get over the camouflage joke.
Thank you very much. I'm sorry. I'm in shock. I mean, this is one of the greatest things that happened to me besides the kids and being in a Freudian history book. Wow. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Chris, you want to take over while I get a couple, wow, thank you very much.
Sure. I'll ask Chris some questions over here.
Go ahead.
Get a hanky. So, Chris, I walk in, you got the Donkey Kong shirt on. I think we might have a shared... Jeff is still 10 minutes more to go. We have a shared love of old school video games. What was your favorite? Is Donkey Kong your favorite game? Or is it more about the era and all that and how it made you feel and where you were in that part of your life?
Man, I'd have to say where I was at the era, old video. I loved playing. I was literally a gamer. time I woke up to about the time I went to bed, and
What systems do you remember like really capturing you?
Nintendo, Sega,
Sega Genesis, man, that's a flashback.
oh yeah, and actually just I want to say either last week or the week before, where I work at, somebody ended up donating a Sega Genesis and a Sega Dreamcast, and that somebody came in and bought both of them plus the games for like a large amount of money, and I was just like, are you serious? That, I mean, I know like people would sell them for possibly about that, if not a lot more, and it was just like, to me that was just like mind-boggling. I'm like, if it was me, I would have just like kept it. And I remember some of the I remember some of the games that they the person that donated, I'm like, yeah, I would keep it for the games and just like have a field day playing them. They had Sonic the Hedgehog.
That coin grabber guy. He was always like making you dizzy the way he had to spin through everything.
I know in the Dreamcast they had Virtual Fighter, and I think like a couple of other games, and I was just like, man, I'm like, that just brought back a lot of flashbacks, growing up as a kid. And Jeff, I think I was talking to you a while back, and it's like, it was either you or a mutual friend is just like, it's crazy how, like games, game systems came along. You got the Atari, Nintendo, 64, Sega, PlayStation, and it was just like crazy how, see just kind of like the evolution of games.
Yeah, in our lifetime so much has happened. When I was a kid, I was too, my parents couldn't get me an Atari, so Ataris I think were about $100. I remember $99. That was not in our budget. But one thing I did as a kid, and I would still do it today if my wife would let me, is I like to get stuff out of the trash. So I would ride my bike around the neighborhood on trash night and, keep an eye on stuff.
Because you never know.
You never know.
You never know, yeah.
One of my neighbors threw away an Atari. I'm like, what? They just threw it away. Well, it was broken, right?
Yeah.
And so, but I fixed it. That's the end of the spoiler alert. I fixed it. I took it apart, and it was a simple machine. There's a loose wire, and I've always been like reverse. And I would always buy stuff just to take it apart or whatever. And so I had a little soldering kit and some solder, and I soldered that wire in there. A drop of solder, and this 12-year-old had a free Atari. And now I had to go buy a game or two, of course, but that was and I'd probably borrow games from my neighbor if I think about it, because I would always go over to one of my friends' house, and they had the Atari, and Missile Command, Frogger. There was a game called Adventure, okay? This one was off the charts weird at the time. You were a pixel on a quest, and you fought dragons, and you carried swords around, and you went through these mazes that were invisible. It was like one of the very first, like, I don't know, I'm just saying it was really well designed and different than anything at the time. And nowadays, we have these sandbox games. You're always exploring and going around. But in Adventure, there were a couple things you could do. If you you gather these things, and at the end of it, if you have all the things that you did, and you put it in the castle, you win, blah, blah, blah. And then there were these dragons. So there was this thing we like to do, is bring all the treasures in, except the very last one, and then you grab it a certain way, and then you pull in, and then you can win the game and look at all your treasure. Now we're looking, it's like, 8 bits is what it was, I think. But in our minds, it was everything. It's hard to go back to that moment when a pixel can really inspire that dream. And I think that there, too, was also art. It was the art of the imagination and these little 8-bit graphics.
Now, speaking of retro and art and looking up to people,
I've got a surprise for you.
What you got for me?
Now,
man?
I couldn't deliver this person itself to do the whole voiceover and stuff like that, but again, you know me, I've followed Happy's Place forever, and
You're the last and most endearing fan of the show. Thank you.
no, you're welcome. But I got a surprise for you. So if you can roll that footage right here, hopefully you'll like it. I know you'll appreciate it. Sorry I wasn't able to get the real person to do a voiceover for it, but if Rusty could roll that footage real quick. How you doing out there? Thank you for being part of the show. Thank you for the painting that you gave. I did this last Saturday. I believe in giving something back. Something that you always remember. You remembers of this thing that's always going to be a part of your head for the thing for several years. My gift to you, thank you for what you did, man. I love that painting. I hang it up as soon as I get home. Thank you very much. But do I have a gift for you? I want you to say good hi to something you haven't seen in forever.
There he is, my man.
You've worked with this puppet for a long time. So Adrian, I want to give back to you. Here's Froggy. You should come to the History Center and check it out in person, but here's my gift to you. Froggy. So Adrian, thank you so much. Thank you for everything you've done for me. We became good friends, and I thought I'd give back to you as well as what you did for me. You made my day, so I'm about to make yours. Surprise. Thank you for the painting. I kind of figured, you gave me a gift.
Yeah.
I want to give you a gift.
Yeah, that was good to see an old friend like that. That fella, I remember when so over my time with the show, we had to replace Froggy. He kind of wore out. And the puppet of Froggy, it was always the same actor when I was there. And he didn't wear out. He's still going strong. And it was so fun getting a new Froggy, like kind of updating him a little bit.
Yeah.
And that's the last Froggy. And that shirt is so cute. And the material was so amazing. That puppet, it's a puppet, sorry. But Santa Claus does exist, and the Tooth Fairy. And that material was so flexible and expressive, and the actor that played the puppeteer had the best voice and mannerisms, and he could really bring that thing to life. But it's still just living. It's just so expressive, just sitting there at the museum. So
And
that's a real gift to Fort Wayne that thing exists. That's probably Fort Wayne's best TV prop.
And I tell everybody, I don't mind going there and taking pictures, because again, I love taking pictures no matter, I'd go today and I'll still take a picture with it no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
I keep telling people, if you want to take a picture of your childhood, you can do it.
Mm-hmm.
It costs a little bit of money to get in, but still you can take a picture or do a video with your child. That's why I always do it. And yeah, instead of just me showing video, you could do it too. The History Center is one of the gold mines here at Fort Wayne. That's one of my favorite places to go.
Yeah.
And feel free. I love to see you go there. Maybe one of these weekends we can go together or something.
Hey, you watch my social media feed, okay? One thing I want to say is if you like art and want to watch mine progress, I post something every day. It might be a sketch, it might be a painting. It's usually new. Sometimes it's in transition. Like the painting I gave you, I've already posted it. It's out there. And I'm on Instagram at symbol ARG, A-R-G, the artist. One word. At ARG, the artist. And so, yeah, if you can follow me on Instagram, I'd appreciate it. And that would be cool too. So, one more thing I wanted to let you know. This is a project I'm working on. I'm illustrating a children's book from a local author. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, and it's going to be their first book. It's about a boy that has hiccups. His name's Hiccup Ben, and how he goes through the world trying to cure his hiccups. His brother is the voice of the story, and he's talking about his little brother Ben. And it's based on the author's first child, or second, youngest son, I should say. But it's a cute story, and it has a really good ending and a good lesson to be learned about hiccups and cures and stuff like that. And I mentioned Gorilla at Large, 1956. Yeah. Gorilla at Large is in the book. So is the Loch Ness Monster. So just hold tight.
can't wait to see it. We got 1 minute left.
Okay.
Chris, is there anything to do before we go?
This one time in band camp? No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Not that I can think of, but you never know with me. So
Maybe we can go play a video game sometime.
Maybe
One of
we'll-
the old school arcade
Maybe
games.
we'll do it on
Still
that
love
show.
them.
We're getting to wrap up. Adrian, thank you for coming on the show.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you very much for the painting. See you guys
You're very
later. If you don't follow him, he's gonna come to your house and paint all over you guys.
I will.
See you guys later. Thank you.
No, I just need one more chance to prove my love to you. And if you come back to me, I'll guarantee that I'll never let you go. Ooh, can we go back to the ways? Yeah. Ooh, can somebody tell me how to get things back the way they used to be? Sing it. Oh God, give me the reason I'm down on bended knee. Ladies and gentlemen, your host and producer of A Dose of Landis, Mr. Jeff Landis.